I'm Morgan Stradling, and this is the Rotoscopers YouTube. It's been a long time since we had a Morgan-only video, so I'm really excited to be here. I got to see last week a screening of Despicable Me 2. And at first, I don't know, I was sort of biased about Despicable Me because I saw it so many times when it first came out that it was like, ugh, get that away. So I kind of went into this being like, ugh, Despicable Me, Minions. But I was really, really surprised. Despicable Me was so good. So Despicable Me tells the story about Gru, and in case you don't know, Gru is this, kind of retired villain, and he used to be one of the biggest baddies in the whole world. He's adopted these 3 adorable girls, and now he's a dad. He's put his old mean ways behind him, and now it's just him with these girls, and he's raising them, and obviously they sort of want a mother figure. People are trying to set him up all the time. Like, he has this neighbor who is so wacky, and I love her because all her movements are so over the top. She's like really blonde. Whenever she laughs, she's like, ha 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 ha, and she just throws her head back. The animation on this was fantastic, so I'm going to talk about it a little later. And so what happens is he sort of gets recruited by the Anti-Villain League, and they want, since he was such an awesome villain, they want to use his powers of deception and mystery, I guess, to capture other villains. So what they do is they stick him in Paradise Mall, a giant mall where he has a cupcake shop. And supposedly in this mall, there's a villain who is underground and he's working and he's creating this huge thing. The reason they need this villain is because this villain captured a lab in Russia that happens to have a secret serum that can do horrible things. And so they don't want that to get out because it turns normal creatures into crazy creatures. So Gru's here in this mall and he has a partner and her name is Lucy. Lucy is this adorable redhead. She's voiced by Kristen Wiig, which is really funny because Kristen Wiig played a character in the first Despicable Me, Mrs. Hattie, the big lady who worked at the orphanage. So it's like really funny. She went from like, that character was awesome in Despicable Me to this. I guess Illumination Entertainment loves Kristen Wiig that much that they put her in both movies and don't really care. So I really liked Kristen Wiig because if you know anything she's done, she's been in SNL, she's been Bridesmaids, she's really funny and over the top. She's really one of the best comedic actresses around right now. She really, is so gung-ho, like, hey, Gru, let's go and catch the bad guys. And they kind of become this little pair. And there may be a little romantic interest happening there, and that's kind of fun to see. There's all these potential villains. There's one who owns a wig shop. There's a Mexican luchador who owns this Mexican restaurant. It's just fun. And can we not forget the Minions? I know I talk a lot of smack about the Minions and how the Minions are just, they love to take over, but without the Minions, this movie wouldn't be Despicable Me. The Minions are really integral into the plot, and they really, what I love is that, there's, thousands of these Minions, and Gru knows every single one of them by name. So there's this really funny gag that goes on throughout the movie about this one Minion, Kevin, and it's just like, they keep referring to Kevin, the Minion, and it's just funny. I love it. So every time the Minions are on, they steal the show as expected. That's why they're stealing another show and getting their own spin-off movie. They're really fun and enjoyable, and I love them. Like, the Minions stole my heart. What I loved about this movie is that it's really sort of this Chuck Jones, Tex Avery, Looney Tunes style, over-the-top comedy. Just their movements are just so exaggerated and stretched, and they use those animation principles of squash and stretch, and I know sometimes movies try to make it a bit more realistic, but they know that they're going over the edge and they're making this so crazy that they just push it all the way over the top. And for that reason, it's fun because I don't think I've seen a movie that does this that well in the past few years. Like, it really does feel like we're watching a Looney Tunes movie. So I really liked him for just pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. It makes it really fun. In case you can't figure out, this movie is hilarious. It's funny. I was laughing the whole entire time and I left with a smile on my face. So the movie ends in a really good place. And then they sort of ruin it by putting this really gimmicky ending. It's all about, I saw it in 3D. So the ending during the credits is just this 5 to 10 minute long gimmick of 3D things. And there's these 3 minions and they're just blowing bubbles into the audience. They have a little noisemaker that goes, and it's just like, they just keep going and going and going. And I'm like, you ruined it because it ended so well. And then they just sort of like, oh yeah, it's 3D. Let's get this gimmicky ending. And I don't know, that really bothered me because then after I kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. I'm like, that added nothing to the movie. So if you want to leave dirt before the credits, I highly recommend it. That way you could just have the blinders on about how good this movie was. Now, I know a lot of people are, saying, oh, is this going to be better than Monsters University? Is it going to topple Monsters University? And quite frankly, yes. I think that when this comes out, it's going to push Monsters University away. Monsters University was really good, and I loved it, and it had a lot of heart. But Despicable Me was just hilarious. It was fun. The story I really liked. It's not better than Despicable Me because that was so original and fun, but it really adds extra flavor and bonus to it. If Despicable Me's here, Despicable Me 2 is right there. I loved them both. The only thing bad, I guess I would say about this movie is that it's just so reliant on the humor. Honestly, right now, if I had to choose, I would say I enjoyed this movie and like this movie better than Monsters University. Not saying I think it's a better movie, I just liked it better. So, yeah, take it with what you will. Ask me in a year and, we'll see if Despicable Me 2 stands the test of time versus Monsters University. I don't know. Right now, my pick is Despicable Me. If you were worried about seeing this movie and were like, I don't think it's going to be that good, go see it because you will laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh and have such a good time. It's really fun, it's well done, it's enjoyable, and in case you can't guess, it's funny. So that's my review of Despicable Me 2. I want to know what you thought, so if you saw Despicable Me and you agree with me, disagree, go right down in the comments below, let us know what you think. Also, don't forget to check out the Rotoscopers.com. That is our website where we post the news, reviews, and all sorts of opinion pieces about anything and everything animated. So if you want to stay up on the news and be a part of the community, go to the Rotoscopers.com. So thanks guys, I hope you enjoyed my review. Until next time, I'm Maureen Stradling, and this is the Rotoscopers YouTube.